myself. So my name is Elizabeth Chois. I am the Senior Manager of Education at Young Entrepreneurial Institute. And I would like to thank everyone for joining us today on the Power Hour about bringing teaching entrepreneurship into your program through the YEI Pitch Challenge. Just a quick note as we get started, we are having just a little issue with the time, despite our account settings being updated and correct. We have a notice that it says a 40-minute meeting. So we might try to condense a little bit here, but we will do our best to get all of the material during that time. So our music today was going to be Katy Perry's Roar. It talks about stepping up, persevering, pushing through despite limits or challenges around you, some of those entrepreneurial mindset skills that we like to teach and share with the youth. We all need to be seen and heard to practice listening skills, developing our own voice. And that question about the entrepreneurial skills you'd like to bring into your own programs starts covering that too. So I see some people are saying communication, creative problem solving, social entrepreneurship. So we actually will be touching quite a few of those today in some ways to do that. As I transition into this new YEI role coming out of 2 decades in the classroom teaching, I realize more and more just how much I was really teaching a lot of entrepreneurial skills without even realizing it. In fact, I was setting the stage for kids to think outside the box, build their own resilience, and these are a lot of the strengths that we hope to develop. Today, we're going to start with Marissa Wilson is going to talk about the pitch challenge itself. Marissa is the senior manager in charge of the pitch program here at YEI. And she was going to get us started talking about the 24-25 pitch challenge, the benefits that it brings. And just as a note, the dates and the process of submission and judging that Marissa talks about are going to be specific to the Ohio Challenge, but the lessons and toolkit are wonderfully helpful resources no matter where you are. After Marissa, I will just give a quick explanation of some of the things that are new to the pitch toolkit this year. Just give a brief overview of a few lessons in a new supplement. Then we will hear from Karen Sunderhaft, a teacher at Harmon Middle School in Aurora, Ohio, and from Eric Mathews, who teaches high school entrepreneurship and marketing in Akron, Ohio. Both of these educators have used the pitch challenge with their students, so we'll hear from them and just get to know how they were able to integrate it into their programming. Throughout this Power Hour, you might hear references to YIPI or the YIPI Marketplace. YEI has a wonderful partnership with the YIPI program to provide entrepreneurial education resources to educators free of charge. If you are new to YIPI or entrepreneurial education, we welcome you to stay on at the end of the Power Hour to learn more from the YIPI team about that. And because of our possible 40-minute cutoff, if that happens, we will restart this meeting so that you can hear from the YIPI team and we can talk more about YIPI at that time. All right, Marissa, would you like to get started?
Absolutely. So let me go ahead and share my screen. All right. Okay, great. You guys can see my screen? Perfect. All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Marissa Wilson. I am the Senior Program Manager for Pitch here at YEI. And if this is your first introduction to the pitch challenge, I want to let you know this is a really fun and easy exercise you can take your students through that will help them develop an entrepreneurial mindset, whether or not, they choose to go out into the world and become entrepreneurs. It's super flexible. You can adjust it to different age groups as well as different education objectives. And it's a really great opportunity for students to take ideas that they're really passionate about and explore this idea of turning it into a business. And for the challenge, it's totally not necessary that they actually create a business or anything like that. The real goal here is to help them master the art of pitching. So pitching is a very essential skill, right? It teaches students how to identify problems, how to think through solutions, and ultimately how to present their ideas. And pitching is a really excellent way to develop life skills through entrepreneurship. Everything from creativity and confidence, resilience, adaptability, decision making, all of those sort of soft skills are really great opportunities to equip our students for 21st century careers. So how do we teach students how to pitch? So the first thing that you're going to want to do is set the stage. Sort of think through whether you would like to have a classroom challenge or whether you would like to enter your students into our online challenge or whether you'd like to do both. There's certainly an opportunity to sort of do an intimate challenge within your classroom or within your programs, and then to record those pitches and also enter them into our online challenge. Oh, there we go. All right, so after you've kind of set the stage and decided how you like to run it, you're going to want to pick a category. So this is something new that we're adding this year. So last year we had, sort of an option to participate in a category, but this year we'd like it's for our students to self-select into one of these categories where they would like to explore problems to solve. So you as the educator, you can, sort of pick one category for your whole program to cover, or you can give students the options to pick and choose. But these 5 categories we've really identified as being areas where skills like creativity and problem solving are really critical and going to be shaping the future of these particular careers. And Elizabeth is going to speak a little bit more about these categories and different ways you can explain them to your students and get them developing pitches within these. So we'll circle back to the categories. So after you've sort of set the stage, you've decided how you want to run the challenge, you've got your categories settled. Now it's time to get to work actually pitching. So we have developed a pitch toolkit, which essentially is 5 different lessons. And I will have Elizabeth drop the link to the toolkit so you guys can download that right now. But these 5 lessons: problem identification, business opportunity, pitch structure, pitch practice, and coaching and filming. So problem identification is really going to provide, let me take a step back actually. Each of these lessons has a variety of different exercises that you could take your students through. And ultimately, it's going to get them to that final product, like a really great pitch. So for example, in problem identification, there's a variety of different exercises that will help your students think through, okay, what is happening in the world around me that I might be able to address? Like, what problems am I passionate about? And from there, they move on to business opportunity, which gets them thinking through what resources do they have access to? What skill sets do they already have that would make them the best person to solve this problem? And where those 2 things overlap is their business opportunity or their solution. So once they have their problem, they have their solution, we move on to the pitch structure. And so within the toolkit, we provide you with a variety of different worksheets as well, but one of the worksheets is related to the pitch structure. So it really helps students think through all of the details around their solution. So what are the features? What makes it special? How do you access it? And ultimately, at the end of that, they get a really nice written draft of their pitch that they can then go on and practice until they get it down packed and they're ready to either record it or present it live. So like Elizabeth mentioned earlier, pitch is definitely an activity that you can do at any time with your students. But here at YEI, we do run 2 online pitch competitions, one in the fall, which is launching October 19th, and one in the summer. So if you're not in Ohio and not able to participate in the fall challenge, you can definitely still run pitch within your program or classroom during school and save the videos and submit them in our summer competition. Now that you guys are signed up for the Power Hour, we have you on our distribution list, so you'll know when that competition goes live. So for this year, and I'm going to talk about a few details related to our Fall Ohio Challenge. But this year, we will be awarding classroom parties to every educator who submits 10 or more videos. And in the past, we've kind of waited till the competition closes and sent out these. But this year, as soon as you submit your videos, we will give you your funds for your class party so that you can celebrate with your students and get them, sort of culminating all the hard work they've done to work through these different ideas. In addition to that, we also have set aside $3,000 for special educator prizes. So these prizes will be awarded once the competition is closed and all the student prizes are distributed. But this is a way for us to just recognize the tremendous amount of effort that you guys put into teaching entrepreneurship, and we want to empower you to continue doing so. So these are very like surprise and delight rewards, I'm calling them. So they'll be in varying amounts. We will spread $3,000 across a few different educators. And it will be, for top performing classrooms. And speaking of student prizes, so this year we have over 200 opportunities for students to win. So there's 3 qualifying levels. We usually get around 1,000 submissions. So the first level is semifinalists. So we'll take those 1,000 submissions and we'll take the top scoring videos in each grade band. So 50 from K through 4, 50 from 5 through 8, 50 from 9 through 12. And those students will be our semifinalists. We'll then take the top 20 scoring videos from those, and those students will move on to our final round. And our finalists go into public voting, which I'll talk about a little bit later or in the next slide. And then from our finalists, we will narrow down the top 3 scoring videos to become our grand prize winners. And we will also award an additional grand prize winner for the student pitcher who wins public voting. And so we do work with community judges, local entrepreneurs to go ahead and watch all of our student pitches and score them. So it's a great opportunity for the students to get some, sort of adult eyes on their ideas and their products. And so for these 3 levels, we've kind of got some different prizes for students. So those 150 semifinalists, they will all receive a Young Innovator Award. So we'll recognize them on our website, newsletter, all throughout our YEI socials. But we'll also mail them a really nice medal, just signifying that they had a top-notch pitch in this competition. All students who move on to the finalist level will receive $60, as well as that opportunity to go into public voting and qualify for a grand prize winner. And then the grand prize winners, they get $250. So these are really great opportunities for students to win some cash, to do whatever they want to do, or go ahead and invest in and starting their business. So, some tips and tricks on how to have a winning pitch. So these are really sort of the main things that our judges are looking for when they're scoring videos. So number one, making sure that the pitch is 90 seconds or less. This is a elevator pitch. So the idea is to get your point across very succinctly and quickly. Number two is making sure that the pitch covers one of those categories we talked about earlier. And number three, making sure that the problem they're solving is super clear, and that the solution that they have is creative, the business name they thought of is creative, and that their pitch is persuasive. So, the whole idea of an elevator pitch is that you get people interested in wanting to know more, right? And wanting to ask you more questions. So making sure that the pitch has that persuasive element. And then the overall quality of the pitch, the video, the students' enthusiasm behind things. So all of those make up a winning pitch. Mm. And yeah, I'm really excited for this year. Super excited to see all the new ideas that come from students. Registration is now open. So I will drop a link in the chat so you guys can get signed up to get more information. I know this is a lot presented, but we will make sure that you have this presentation. We'll make sure you have the link to download our toolkit. You can also book a meeting directly with me if you want to talk through what you're doing in your classroom or in your program and how the pitch challenge may fit best. I'm happy to hop on a phone call and talk through that as well. And I will throw it back over to you, Elizabeth.
All right, thank you so much. That was excellent. And I hope, so I'm going to talk a little bit about new things for this year that we include in the toolkit. And whether or not you are in Ohio and can participate in this pitch challenge, I hope you got an idea of some ways that you can run a pitch challenge either in your classroom or school as well. So I am going to share this. So as Marissa, that did not share. As Marissa discussed, there are 5 key areas: problem identification and business opportunity, pitch content and structure, the pitch practice, and then the coaching and filming or presenting. So we have lessons in our toolkit on all 5 of those. But then this year, we have added 5 new lessons for each of those categories. So for sustainability and environment, we have worked with India Johnson, who has helped us with an environmental lesson plan discussing the effects of drought and the people that it affects. And we have a group activity for students to take on the roles of those different contingent people, the groups of people, so that they can discuss and debate the best ways to solve that problem. For STEM and tech, we have a water filtration problem to solve that takes into account the desire to focus on all of the STEM areas or just focus on one or the other. For the social and community, we've partnered with Chick Thompson with Waggy Labs and his playbook, and to get the kids thinking outside the box and outside of themselves and their life and how to solve community issues. For sports and recreation, we talk with the kids to lead them about existing innovations in sports and then to create new solutions in the sports field. And then project innovation, we have activities leading them towards putting together their skills and passion with problems to solve to create new products. So I hope that you can download the toolkit, take a look at the original 5 lessons as well as these new ones. And I would like to turn it over now to Karen Sunderhaft, who can talk about how she has used the pitch challenge in her classroom.
Hi, everybody. Karen Sunderhaft. I teach 6th and 7th grade gifted English in Harmon at Harmon Middle School, which is in the Aurora School District. I don't know if you need me to share my screen or if Elizabeth has the Google Slides that I sent you to just load up. I don't know what
I
you want
can do
like me to
it.
do.
If you have it up, that would be great. I can do it if you.
I think I can just probably do it. I have it up. Probably be easier.
Yep.
Let me see if I can.
I have you that you can share.
Oh, I don't know if I can. If I can. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay. All right. I just put it on slideshow. Hopefully you guys can see it. Yes?
It is a black screen right now.
It's coming. It's coming.
Okay.
It's low.
If it takes too long, it might be, maybe it's, you got it? Because I can't see.
No, it says it's loading. I'll pull it up if it doesn't
Okay.
load. Oh, there it is. It's there.
Okay, great. So basically what I put together is I require this of my students. I teach 6th grade and 7th grade, so I loop with my
Uh-oh.
so I've had them for I have them for 2 years. This is a program. I really, can you hear me okay?
Yes,
Can you guys hear me okay?
You glitched, but you're back now.
Okay, so I incorporated into my school program. My students get a grade for completing this. And so it's just something we look forward to. I actually really started in, I have such a busy schedule with them. I start in like January, and we sort of sneak it in right at their February deadline. But I am just going to share with you something that I hope is helpful. I know that Elizabeth can share these with you. I know Marissa already ran over some awesome tools that they have. These are just some things that I do. And if it's helpful to you, I hope it is. If it's not, then Marissa's got great stuff that's already prepared. But overall, the reason that I do this is in that category on the right about skills gained. Obviously, it's already been mentioned, creative thinking, problem solving, communicating concisely and effectively is a tool for me, for my students, because I really, especially for my gifted students and for me as well, I tend to be pretty wordy. And it is a definite skill to be able to communicate effectively in 30 to 90 seconds for a pitch. And we tell the kids the actual name of an elevator pitch. If you can visualize, you're getting in the bottom of an elevator, at the bottom of a building in an elevator with Bill Gates, and you have a great innovative idea you want to pitch to him. You only have maybe 18 floors to tell him what your idea is, why it's important, and how he can be a part of supporting that business and buying into that business. And so they understand that idea. So for me as an English teacher, they're improving their written expression and also their public speaking skills. So that's pretty important to me. This, I just wanted to share with you quickly these Google Slides and what I do as my introduction for my students. And so I have some links here that are embedded in these Google Slides just to get the kids excited about inventing a business product or service. And so these are some of the 200 best innovations from last year, 2023. And those are the categories that they have there that they cover. We talk about inventions created by kids their age, some accidental inventions from necessity. And then I am a longtime Young Entrepreneur Institute and YEI fan. So I was at one of the very first conferences when we did something called Crazy Eights, and I'll just quickly share that with you. And then I just have the kids communicate with each other, with their family and friends to come up with ideas. I created a little graphic organizer for them to organize their thoughts. And then the last part of the presentation, I have something called Pipes, which are some really excellent focus areas for them when they're making a public presentation. So that's really more theater-based that I had gotten from Ohio's Montessori school here. So kid inventions with more links. We talk about how toy trucks was a perfect example of an invention from a kid, and there's information here with some live links. The popsicle is a famous invention created by Frank Epperson, who was 11 years old when he accidentally left a container of powdered soda and water on his porch, and it froze overnight. So the kids really enjoy that. We talk about how accidents happen and inventions come from that. One of the most famous ones, and there's some links there, is of course the Post-it notes. The Slinky is another good one. I forgot about that one. The Slinky was a great one that was an accidental invention from somebody who worked at a shipyard. And then this became a very popular toy. And of course, like I said, the sticky notes, there's a great new YouTube video I just found about it. I added it here as well. So I'm just really trying to build excitement for the kids, build connections. We talk about how in space, we had to create toothpaste that people could swallow, that spacemen and women could swallow, astronauts could swallow, and then how it's applied to people who are in nursing homes and or young children who don't maybe know how to spit or have some disabilities. So we do a lot to cover all of that. But basically, it boils down to me having them come up with a solution to a problem. And this is where Crazy Eights comes in handy. So I'll just sneak through a couple more of these that I have, but this is basically, I have them take a piece of blank computer paper, they fold it so they have 8 boxes. And the way that they told us to do this at the conference was to have a Sharpie so that they can't erase, but I'm a little more flexible about that with them, whatever they feel comfortable with. And I give them about 40 seconds for each box to just jot down anything that comes to their brain. But I try to give them a category for each of the boxes. So I might say, what's a problem that you have that you need to solve? Something you can solve. Maybe the next category might be something that happens at school, or for a family member, another category. Pets for another category. Maybe a hobby that they have, that the challenge that they need to solve a problem for. So we kind of fill in all those boxes, and then they take a minute to circle their best ideas. Then they their mates, and they get some feedback from their table mates. And then I tell them to go home and discuss it with their family and see if they can come up with a realistic business, product, or service. As Marissa said, it doesn't have to be real, but it has to be realistic. And so we talk about qualities of great inventors, that you have to be a great observer of the world and pay attention to what's going on around you so that you can solve problems, being empathetic, caring about other people, having a flexible growth mindset, being an excellent observer, but also being an excellent listener, being open-minded and adaptable. We talk even about there may be something out there that seems like a great product, but how can you make it better? So we go back through all of this, and then they start to brainstorm their speech once they have a product or service, and they go through and fill out this little graphic organizer. We talk a lot about a hook opening, grabbing your attention right away for the audience, introducing what your product or service is, explaining it, and if you need any clarification. And some of my students have made prototypes, so they might demonstrate that. And then where you can purchase it, they create like a fake website or a phone number, and they also have to say how much it is. We talk a little bit about how many times you should say the name of your product. And my secret sauce is that they always have to add a closing or tagline. Some of my students have even come up with a jingle. So that's one of the things that we do. But the last thing that I'll share, and I'll stop sharing that. I know I went through it quickly, but it's something I think that will be shared. Hopefully it stopped sharing. The last thing I would say is just to give you an idea of some of the things that my students have come up with in terms of a service. Some of the kids offer the opportunity to decorate kids' lockers for a fee, so you don't have to decorate your friends' lockers. One of the grand prize winners in the past was a student of mine who came up with the idea about going into nursing homes or to kids who are staying long stays in a hospital, and they offer the service to decorate the room with decals and a theme. Last year, one of my awesome students who had her leg amputated created a company where you can just buy one shoe instead of a pair of shoes, and she throws one away, or a pair of pants that are going to fit her without having to cut a pair of pants and sew it herself. So sorry, that's my dog. So those are just some good ideas, and it's really been I just want to say, a valuable, wonderful experience to be part of the Pitch Challenge.
Thank you so much. It was very, very helpful. Eric, can I turn it over to you?
Sure. So my name is Eric Mathews. I teach in Akron Public Schools, North High School. I teach the subject of marketing and strategic entrepreneurship. So mine is a little bit different. So all of my students come in as 10th graders, and they take 4 courses. So their senior year, second semester, is they take strategic entrepreneurship. I am a CCP professor in conjunction with the University of Mount Union. So first of all, students who are enrolled in my program, they're able to get college credits for entrepreneurship, which is very, very, very vital. So with that, we have the pitch contest. So my program, we started in January. So that's when I teach strategic entrepreneurship. We start in January. So what we basically do, pitch is a part of my lesson plan. So it's part of the course. So I teach the very fundamentals of entrepreneurship, and then we change the gears and we have the pitch contest introduced. So I do it a couple of different ways. So one, I have all of my seniors participate in the YEI pitch contest. So all of them have to create a video as a class. So each year, and I've been doing this for the past 6 years. So they have to create a pitch for YEI. In conjunction with that, with the University of Mount Union, they are our partner for marketing and entrepreneurship. So I work closely with the entrepreneurship program at the University of Mount Union. So all of my students, they make a video pitch for YEI, and then they do they have a regular pitch in person in front of maybe 4 entrepreneurship students from the University of Mount Union. And with that is where I use the YIPI bucks, right? So I have a grand prize of, it may be $100 for first place, $75 for second place, $50 for third place. And they go before a judge. The judges are the college students, and they pitch their ideal. And I use all of the YEI pitch rubrics. I use that. I don't change anything. So we go through that process. Along with that, the winners receive Mount Union swag, as well as prizes through the YIPI program. And it's very good because the students, they want to win. And for me to have a whole classroom submitted is a lot. So like this year I have I think 17 seniors. So every senior will have to do a pitch. They also have to do a business plan. So with their business plan that they're doing for strategic entrepreneurship, included in that is the pitch. Very valuable, so very valuable. And how do I introduce it? Well, I have various videos from the past. I use the videos from the YEI pitch winners, and the students really like those. And it's really good. I've also had some individuals come into the classroom and kind of share former students who have been winners. and I invite them back in and share with the seniors some tips on what they can do to make their pitch a really outstanding one to win. So that's for me for high school. That's how I implement pitch at Akron North High School, and the students love it. I love it, and it helps them, of course, with their verbal skills, their written skills, and how to think on their feet. And I really stress that the videos have to be 90 seconds or less, not longer. And it's been a really great ride, and the students enjoy it. So that's from my perspective. That's pretty much how I use pitch in my program. It is used in the course of strategic entrepreneurship, which is a CCP course. So
Excellent. Thank
that's a
you.
summary for me.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. I hope that that gave everybody some great ideas. Both of you were amazing sharing all that. Thank you very much for doing that. So I know we're about to log off this and start with YEI on a follow-up meeting. You don't have to go anywhere. It'll let you back in. But I did want to mention I'm putting the survey in the chat right now. So make sure that you click on that and fill that out. And then we do have a couple announcements. October 19th is our signature event, the Inspire Conference at University School in Hunting Valley. More information will be in the follow-up email for that. There are a couple awards that will send that information also. And then our next Power Hour will not be until Thursday, November 14th. We will not have one in October because of the Inspire Conference. So make sure you fill that survey out. And I will see anyone who has questions about YEI in just a moment. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you being here.